Hello everyone. My name is Damien and I invite you to a tutorial on my latest Volumetric Clouds product. Today we will create a simple but effective scene of a girl walking towards the clouds. The download link for the girl's video can be found in the tutorial description. So here we go. We open a new project in Blender and load the image we are interested in to the camera preview. You can see the preview by clicking on the camera icon. You can also increase the length of the clip. By clicking on Camera to View, the camera will move with you. Position the camera similar to the scene you see so that the horizon and center are slightly higher. We open the Asset Browser panel and find the clouds we are interested in. I used one main cloud from the abstraction group. You can use another if you want. Now we will set it so that it looks more attractive. For this purpose, let's turn on the render view and the shape editor. Create a new sky shader and set it to match the video we uploaded. If you want to speed up the work, you can change the max steps in the Volumes tab. The clouds will still look nice, but they will render much faster. Match the sky to the video you see. You can disable transparent to make it easier. Go to the Object tab in the Shader Editor panel and set density as you want. We correct the cloud setting. Again, go to the Asset Browser tab and look for the clouds that interest us. I used one type of cloud here, but you can make it more varied and use a variety of others. Click I on the keyboard in the place of rotation of the cloud in the Z axis. We add a keyframe with a different value in the Z axis. Now we duplicate the clouds and position the jet around the main cloud. We select all the secondary clouds and connect them to the main cloud. Now all the clouds will follow the main object. We can switch to another view to speed up the work. Here on the main cloud we also rotate the same as last time. You can also invert keyframes by grabbing and swapping them. We can also spice things up a bit by setting the frames in the clouds a bit differently. Let's turn off the video preview to better position the image. Let's put the clouds in the center and add light. We set the brightness that suits us. We correct the position of the light, and also the color of the light. We click on the intensity of the light as before with the I on the numeric keypad and try to add some flicker. Time to render. We go to the Settings panel. We choose the number of samples. I think 600 is a very large number. In what resolution? We choose the path where the file is to be saved. In what format? And remember that the alpha channel should also be recorded, so let's select RGBA. Now we render to animation. If render is too slow, try reducing the number of samples or lowering the resolution. Note that you don't need to render the entire length. I rendered 35 frames out of 100. I'll show you how to add the missing frames later. As I have already rendered such an animation before, I will not wait for the new one, and will present the rest of the animation on the older one. Now we see the After Effects panel, find our movie clip and bring it into the project. To import our animation, you need to make a slightly different move. Do what I do. We create a new composition simply by moving the clip to the composition icon. Trim the clip to the desired length. You may notice that my colors are different from what you saw in Blender. This is because I use AEJuice and the color spaces intended for it. This gives a more real effect and makes it easier to work with, but you can use the standard colors that are set by default in After Effects. The end result will be similar. I'm sticking with AEJuice though, so I need to adjust each of the clips by their color space to match. Maybe next time I'll make a more detailed guide on how it works. I will add a link to the free FX Console plugin in the description. We open the mocker and mark the area to be tracked. When leaving, click Save. We add null object and select it as layer in mocker. You can see null shaking. It's because the tracking wasn't accurate. In this simple scene, however, this will not be a problem. Just disable keyframes for rotation and scale. Now let's add our clouds and hook them with a null object. Set the scale and position of the clouder as you like. You may notice that I'm missing a lot of frames on the clouds because I interrupted rendering in Blender earlier. It's not a problem here. Grab the clip at the tip and hold down the Alt key and drag it to the desired length. The clip got longer, but we still suffer from missing frames. To add frames, double-click on the icon that adds frames on the clouds. This way we filled in the gaps and saved a lot of rendering time. Notice that the clouds cover our head. We need to do it so that it's the other way around. In addition, we need to get rid of the blue glow from the head. To do this, we need to duplicate our video, add masks to exclude the character and correct the colors. It's a bit more complicated, but just try to follow me. When this is done, we can give the cloud a little more realism. In the real world, what is further is paler, more like the colors of the horizon. Let's make the clouds behave similarly. This is done similarly to the head example, but a bit simpler. Now we're going to add a flare. For that, add a light and, like with clouds, pin its positions to null. Now we will add flares. You will find a link to the Optical Flares plugin in the description. If you don't have this add-on, you can use other flares, create them yourself, or use built-in After Effects flares. We set the parameters of the flare as we want. Later we will animate the whole thing so we enlarge our composition. The flare can clip unnaturally now, so let's create a new solid and copy it. Now let's create a new part of the sky with a new solid. However, I don't like this flare, so I change it to another. With simple commands, we can animate some flare parameters to make it flicker and rotate a bit. Let's add some noise to the clouds. It will make the whole thing more realistic. Now let's create a new composition and transfer the old one we were working on to the new one. Notice that the old theme is larger than the new one. That's what we wanted because now we can do keyframe animation. We can also slightly correct the color of the flare. Now we will add some glow. I will put a link to Deep Glow in the description. If you want, you can use the built-in glow in After Effects, but Deep Glow gives nicer effects. We still need reflections in the water, to make them duplicate the whole thing and use a mask where the reflections should be. Then you need to match the color and set the blending to color dodge. Now we will create a quick color correction. For this purpose we will add a new adjustment layer and a Volumetric color on top of it. If you have any presets you can use them. If not, then just modify Volumetric to the image you like. That's all. Thank you for your attention. Please thumbs up, comment and subscribe. Until next time. Regards.